Hey everyone, this is Plasmoid Knight, and today I gotta say two things first. The first thing is yes, Brink, love Brink. I've waited for over a year for it to come out, and it's finally out. It actually came out earlier than I thought it would, um, and it is incredible. I mean, there are a few things that are unfortunately not in the game that were originally in they're going to be included in the game that just got scrapped, but they also have some stuff that I never had seen in any of the trailers or previews. Um, so more about the game itself sometime later. I'm going to do a review of the game, um, basically talk about all the strong and weak points. But for anyone who has not played Brink and is considering buying it, um, I would probably suggest to most people to buy it. Um, I have been a very hardcore Call of Duty fan, and I am really enjoying this game because it's so different. It's relaxing. I would literally scream at my monitor in Call of Duty because I'd get so pissed off at, like the campers and noob tubers and, the lag and everything. This game, I haven't played online yet, much because I'm still leveling up my characters, but the free play and campaign alone are just enough to keep me occupied. I mean, it's is great. Um, anyway, I'll leave the full rant about Brink to um, to the review. Um, quickly, I'll say it feels like the campaign version of Team Fortress 2 if that existed, only with weapon and character customization. So, anyway, on to the second thing I was gonna say is sorry. I'm kind of uploading this video to show up this other guy here on YouTube who uploaded a video about XP boosting here on Brink, actually within the same 5 foot square radius that I just. While it did not make any sense at all, 5 foot square radius. The 5 foot square area that I ran through several seconds ago, it was on one of the vent control panels, the yellow outline thingies. Um, but basically, he got like 13,000 experience or something from boosting in one session. I think it took him like 10 minutes or something, and I just said that I could get more XP legitimately. Uh, didn't say that I'd be able to do it faster, you know, but it's this game is fun enough that I don't care about the time. Well, I don't really have a life, so I never really have cared about the time in video games. But you know, this is a pretty good strategy that I have for free play, and I ended up getting several thousand more experience than he did. Um, just want to apologize to you if I kind of came across as trying to pick a fight or anything. Um, and I didn't catch if you were on Xbox or not, but if you are, we should try to hook up and play a game sometime. So yeah, hope there's no misunderstandings or hard feelings between us. Anyway, on to this gameplay. As you can see right here, I just got tossed a revive syringe, so I'm being revived. I'm also, as you have probably seen throughout the start of this video, um, I try to, I beat down incapacitated people a lot. And the reason for that is, as you might have seen right there, I get plus 20 experience for every enemy that I finish off in that way, which is pretty good because you'll get you know maybe you'll get 10 hits when you actually kill somebody by shooting them with your rifle, and maybe each hit is 2 to 4 maybe 5 experience each. So you'll maybe get 30 to well 20 to 50 experience per kill. Um, Whereas once you have killed that person, if you run up and beat them down to finish them off, you'll get an extra 20, which is pretty good uh, for how easy it is. Um, you just have to watch out when you're playing online or when you're a higher level and playing free play, because enemies will start having um, cortex bombs, which is for operatives. Um, if you have not seen anything like that yet, it's a controlled martyrdom. As you can see in this game, there's no bleed out time, so basically cortex bombs. You just lie there as long as you want, and then when you feel like going out with a bang, just switch over to or select the cortex bomb option and hold down the left stick or whatever button you have assigned, um, and it will detonate it. And it's got about the blast radius of a frag grenade, maybe slightly larger, um, but it won't kill people uh, too often or in too big of a radius. Anyone standing above you definitely will get killed no matter what. But you got to watch out for that. You also have to watch out for downfire, which is basically halfway between final stand and last stand. Um, yeah, I know I'm comparing it to Call of Duty stuff, which it probably shouldn't, but downfire, you after I think it's 2 or 3 seconds, you pull out your secondary weapon, and then you can shoot people. You can't aim down the sights, however, so it's pretty inaccurate. Um, Little fact: when you're knocked down or or firing while you are down, like I'm discussing, all weapons have the same accuracy, which is 10 um, out of 10. So it's pretty bad. Um, but you can still kill people um, pretty easily depending on uh, how close they are. I've even gotten some pretty good long shots off. Um, but I got downfire on the first character I made, and I'm kind of regretting it because uh, when you have downfire, and you start shooting at somebody, that automatically makes you a threat. So the enemy's probably going to try to kill you pretty quickly. Um, Whereas without downfire, you can just kind of chill and wait for a medic to run over and revive you. Um, but downfire can still be pretty useful. Heavy types uh, would do pretty well with that because they can actually have the Mossington shotgun as a secondary. Since you can't aim down the sights, you'd have normal accuracy with the shotgun. Um, and the shotgun can kill people in this game, but not as easily as most other games. It takes If they're point blank, it'll take one shot most of the time. That's still not guaranteed. Sometimes you can get one shot kill at maybe 15 feet. Other than that, it takes anywhere from 2 to 6 shots. Um, I just say 6 because that's a magazine limit. I mean, if you're a horrible aim, or if they're running around or too far away, it might be, or it would easily be more than 6. But that would be good to use for downfire, as well as SMGs with maybe a grip would be pretty good. That'd be good for medium types. So I think I'm going to set that up on my character that has downfire. I wouldn't use pistols because they have a low magazine capacity, of course, and the damage isn't all that good. And since you're going to have a pretty bad accuracy with them, you're really not going to be able to kill people too easily, especially before they kill you. Um, so downfire can be good, can be bad. You definitely have to watch out for that when you're playing against other people. Even the bots get that in free play in this once you get up to level 20. So you gotta watch out for that everywhere. But I probably shouldn't be talking too much about abilities because I'm going to be doing an ability guide pretty soon here, just because there's so much that you have to go through. I mean, you can't really sum it up that quickly. Um, it'll probably be another long video like this, or a video with several parts. Um, just I'll go over as many abilities as I can. I haven't used all of them, but I've used most of them. Um, the main ones that I still need to try are the soldier and medic, or the later soldier ones, or the higher ranked soldier ones, and the lower ranked medic ones, and a few random ones throughout the operatives and engineers. But other than that, I've used pretty much everything. So I have not used sense of perspective though, because that is, I know for a fact that's absolute crap. Um, because basically, what that does, if you don't know, is when you are completing an objective, usually, as you might be able to catch that a few times in this video, you can move side to side. So you can, on the like smaller objectives, you can hide, or you can just kind of tilt back and forth to try to screw the angle so your enemies can't kill you as easily. Sense of perspective, what that does is it removes that ability, and instead it zooms out and allows you to rotate the camera 360 degrees to look around you. So I really don't think that that's a worthwhile perk to get, because it's a lot easier to get combat intuition, which what that does is and I don't know if I have that this game so that you can see it, but when an enemy sights or looks down the sights at you, or may even be just looking at you, uh, you will get a huge yellow blip on your screen, um, that will kind of show the direction they're in. And so if you have that, then if you're doing it or trying to complete an objective and somebody's shooting at you, you're going to know where it is anyway. So you don't need sense of perspective to look around you. Um, as you can see there, we just finally got the thing hacked. By the way, cutscenes are really good in this game, even though they're kind of short. And the character customization is awesome. Um, anyway, let's see. I'm rambling again, which I tend to do. Um, and I don't really focus on stuff too much there. You can see the blip from Combat Intuition. It's the big orange blip in the middle of my screen. There it is again. That means that an enemy is aiming at me. So that's really helpful, because if you're trying to, for example, hack that vent like I was earlier, and somebody aims at me, I can either stop hacking it and move, or uh, just kind of try to move to one side or the other to try to get away from whoever that is. Um, anyway, I should probably talk about what my strategy is on this map, because I haven't, and I'm already more than halfway through the entire thing. Um, my strategy on this map, at least for defense on Freeplay, it consists completely of being an engineer and using the engineer's obvious abilities, which are mines and turrets. Um, I only have the light turret unlocked at this point, um, which is not too bad for how good how good or bad the bots are at when you're at this rank, which is 9 or 10. But basically, I'll set up a turret in a place that can hit the enemy easily, but is still out of the way enough that the enemy's not going to destroy it too quickly. And then I'll set a mine down right in the way of where the enemies tend to run. So, as you saw earlier, I kept setting mines in that one doorway with the turret right behind those. In this one, I set a turret up around the corner from where they run out and set a few mines there while they were rushing through. Um, Once I get up there, you'll see this is a great choke point in free play at least. Um, I set a mine right here, and you'll see you'll see later how um, or why it's good to put those there. Um, but yeah, that's my strategy pretty much. It's very simple. I've got upgraded. I've got an extra supply, an extra. It's called a pip of supply, which means I can use an ability one every pip or every supply pip. You can use an ability once, um, or at least any non-passive ability. So like mine right here, if you watch, after I plant it, I'll lose one pip. And so now my supply energy is down to red down there in the bottom left corner. Um, and so I've got an extra pip from one of the abilities, and I have an increased rate of supply rate for that, so I can plant a ton of mines and repair and place new turrets if ever I need to. Um, and also that's good for operatives because the operatives have sticky bombs, which can't remember if I talked about those already or if I talked about those in the last take that I did, which failed. But the sticky bombs stick to people, and then they eventually detonate. I think it's maybe 5 seconds after they stick. The only way to get them off, which you can actually get them off in this game, the only way is to have an engineer remove it. Um, Other than that, you're screwed. And it instantly kills whoever it's stuck to when it detonates. If it detonates, it doesn't really have too much blast radius, so there's not really ever much collateral damage. Um, but the coolest thing by far of the sticky bombs, which is my favorite thing to do, and I'm a little pissed off that I actually did it at the start of this game, but my camera would only record 25 minutes, so I couldn't show the first 5 minutes. Um, I ran to capture a command post. I started out as an operative in this game. I ran to a command post to capture it and firewall it. There's an ability that called firewall that makes it harder for enemies to capture any of your supply points or command posts. But so I ran there, and on the way there, the intersection kind of between where I came in, where the enemy comes in at the start, and where you go out to go to the command post, I threw down a sticky bomb at the top of the stairs, so that while I was capturing the command point, an enemy ran up those stairs to go over to our base, and the bomb stuck to him because they will actually lay dormant on the ground for a minute or two, and during that time, if an enemy walks over it, they will be stuck. Um, and so I got a kill off of that, and that's really fun to do. It's really sneaky. I mean, that's pretty much the only version of a claymore that you could have in this game. Thank God they don't have claymores. Um, but anyway, that was fun. Um, the the operatives also have caltrip mines or caltrip grenades, which are fun. Basically, they're spike bombs. Actually, they're not spike bombs because spike bombs are also in this game. Tired of not thinking clearly. Um, caltrips or caltrops, one of those valves. Um, basically you throw it, it cooks and throws just like a regular grenade, only when it explodes, it doesn't do damage because of an explosion. It drops a ton of spikes all over the ground in a pretty good area, and those spikes damage anyone that walks over them quickly. So if if you throw it in a choke point, then you're going to get quite a bit of experience and damage um, when your enemies run through there, um, especially if they're trying to get to an objective quickly. Um, so those are good to use. The operatives also have an EMP grenade that is their rank 5 unlocked item, um, and I've only used one once. I unlocked it on my first character. They actually work pretty well. They disable turrets and explosives for a short amount of time, and they slow down any hacking progress or repair progress, I think, that your enemy makes on objectives, which is pretty cool. Oh, and it also disables radar for a while, which is extremely helpful. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that's why I have the upgraded supplies, so that I can use all that stuff when I'm running around as the operative. Um, Also, for setting mines as an engineer, you can get an ability to set 2 mines at a time. So I'll be able to use that pretty easily once I unlock that. Um, the rest of my strategy is pretty much running around and finding where the enemy is and shooting them. It's that simple. I try to get them in choke points, which is something pretty much everyone should try. As you can see, the main choke points in this map, or in this half of the map, um, this is the second part after the ventilation system has been hacked through. Um, the major choke points are up in this vent, which is a very, very small choke point, which is not used too terribly much compared to the other ones. Um, but it's pretty much a sure thing that you're going to get a kill if you trap somebody in there. Um, as you can see right now, and I'm just spraying in here because the size of the vent pretty much guarantees I'm going to get a kill, or 4 or 3 something. Um, but then the other choke points are the 2 entrances coming into the actual reactor room, and the entrances coming into those rooms outside of the reactor room. So out where those guys are running out of right now. There's one on each side, and on the other half of this lower part of the map, there's also a set of stairs that you can go up, where there's an area above this type of area on the other side. Um, so those are the main choke points that you just have to watch out for. I mean, it's pretty easy. Like right here, I'm just kind of waiting for some enemies to pop up. As you can see, there's one right there. I take him out pretty easily, finish him off. Um, you know, this game is just a run and gun game. It doesn't. Well, I won't say that it takes no strategy. It takes strategy, and it also takes teamwork. That's a very important thing. Um, but it consists of more running than Call of Duty, which is pretty amazing. Um, well, Call of Duty without campers, I'll say. Campers ruin everything, of course. And you can't really camp in this game because there's not really much cover to hide behind. But this game, basically, you're running around most of the time, setting up stuff, completing objectives, and shooting people, um, which is, it works really well. So I have no complaints about that. Um, and there's if once you get the game and complete the campaign, you'll see all the different levels that they have, and they're pretty diverse. I mean, they all have long and short sight lines everywhere. Um, but other than that, you can't really get much similarity in any of the levels, other than the look of them. Um, because well, each one has different types of objectives and stuff. So some might include hacking and repairing, others might be escorting a hostage. Um, anyway, the video's running out here. I know I ranted a lot, but as you can see here, here's what I got. I got best overall, best engineer, most kills, and I got 16,000 experience. So, anyway, this is Plasmoid Knights signing out.